Hello everybody, Timix here with another AI War 2 adventure, Faction Frenzy. Thanks for your patience in waiting for this. It has been a little bit of time since I've done an AI War 2, but I hope it's going to be worth the wait. And there's a bunch of suggestions, I appreciate them, on what to do for this game. Decided to go with sort of a Chaos Galaxy feel. The consensus seemed to be show a bunch of more factions. Well, how's this for a bunch of more factions? All of the factions are going to make an appearance here. Now, I should mention, this isn't the worst you can do. We could do higher difficulty, and also, you can do multiple of these. Now, there was a suggestion to do the full Badger campaign, quick start option, by a few people, and I did consider that, but I thought that was too similar to the last game. Some people wanted higher difficulty, etc. Not going that route. But we are going with a bigger planet, or a bigger galaxy, as was suggested. Also did the cloaking fleet, which was another idea people wanted. And I figured, given what we've done for the first couple games, let's do something where there's a significant risk of me losing. Show a bunch of the other factions and also, higher AI progress, different starting conditions, all of that fun stuff. I do need to mention that I am using the current patch that's in beta. It's a really big patch, but it's not sort of finalized yet on the main branch. We've got adaptive AI, first of all, for the different AIs that we're doing. Notice we're doing Civil War for this one. Adaptive AI basically means they will change AI types at different points throughout the game. And I've got this one set to the easy, medium, hard, and brutal, so it'll cycle through, like this one will cycle through only the brutal AI types. And it also has harder settings for the AI that goes with the Warden Hunter fleets on the more difficult ones here. So even though the AIs are all difficulty 7, they aren't all going to be quite of equal competition. And when they have Civil War, they don't get the discount to their income. Like normally, for example, if you have 2 AIs, you only get 75% of the normal economy. So it's only 50% increase over what you would have with 1 in terms of resistance. These, when they're in Civil War, they all get the full economy. But it's not the same as if it's 4 times the resistance for just me, because they're going to be fighting everybody. And the whole idea here is just chaos. Everybody's fighting everybody. It's a complete galactic free-for-all. And that's going to present a number of challenges. I should also mention nano cost. Usually the recommended thing is to hit the beacon when you want to trigger them and don't have them set to immediate invasion. I don't have that here. And the balance between the different factions, they're not intended to be balanced. I think I've mentioned before, nano costs are considered the strongest, Dark Spire second, and the others are somewhat weaker. I went with 4 AIs because there are 4 factions also that will attempt to conquer the galaxy. Along with those 2, there's also obviously the Marauders and the Macrophage, who are not considered to be super powerful. Let's see what we have set up here. Take a look at our cloaked fleet. And I've done some tech upgrades. I'll get to that in a minute. But we've got a couple frigates. And then we've got the gunbots, Gravic Pod, and the Raptors. And a lot of the ships that we're going to see early on in this game are really good, particularly like the Raptors are. They're good at defending wormholes. So it could be more considered more defensive than attacking. Gunbot's good against things with high armor and so on. But obviously the main emphasis is on the cloaking. Now if we look at our research, I've upgraded the ambush a couple times because the Raptors use ambush, but more importantly the first fleet we're going to capture does as well. Splashes for our turrets. We start with Tesla and grenade launchers, and also a few pikes back here. But that will help them be a little bit more effective since they're both the same type. Figure it's worth putting a bit into that. I also upgraded our home command station. I don't normally do that. But if we, the one boost to the mark levels here, it just affects turrets on the one planet, of course. And the main reason to do that is actually economic, but I also want to do it for defensive reasons because you never know how crazy this thing's going to get. But the cryopods and the, human settlements will produce more energy and metal as a result of being upgraded. And of course, that's the only way to get them to do that. I stayed with the default amount for those. You can move back here. There's a couple more things I think I actually want to do before I head out. I do think with that I'm going to want to probably boost engineering 1. You can see our metal's pretty low right now. It's probably not going to stay that way, but that was just for building all this stuff at the beginning. So I'll boost that. And then I also want to boost the minefield. Since we have a bunch of them, I'm going to do that. And I should point out that we've seen the regular minefields in the paralysis. We also have these area minefields. So they do more damage. They do extra damage to stack squads. And they're another area of effect thing that doesn't just affect right by them. And with the recent patches improving cloaking and mines, I just felt that was a really good suggestion that was made to focus on them for this run. So that's what we're going to be doing there. If we look at the greater galactic picture, Altera is where we are going. And we've got, you see the Raptors, Velociraptors, Aggressors. All of those are in the ambush category. And a couple of bounty hunter frigates. That makes this obviously a key target, and with all those ambush ships is why I boosted that tech. Probably going to want to eventually go to Heinel. They've got Trippers in there, it's a long-range ambush ship. Rangers are another long-range ship that can do some decloaking. They're not super great in terms of being in a field that we're going to research, and the Ramifiers are also considered to be a strong frigate type. So that's probably going to be next. But first things first, if we look around a little bit more, the GCAs, we've got one with Pike and Plasma. We've got one with Tritium, Sniper, and Fortified Tesla. But the Teslas, there aren't very many of them. I'm not too excited about what's in the ARSs. What I want to do now is get this show on the road by heading into Altera. And I should mention while I'm waiting on this that, you know, always open to other ideas for new series. One of the things I've thought about doing is, you know, like if anybody has a particular strategic problem in a game, you can send those files to me and I could do a video on that. I'll put the email I'm going to use for that down in the description. There's somebody on Discord who did a really impressive challenge running high level of what they call no candy tech, meaning upgrading no weapons or hull techs at all, just using like the command station, the civilian stuff, a bunch of hacks to get tech vaults, and that was the only way that they could acquire improved, and you know, using a lot of battle stations, using a lot of citadels, that type of thing, and really had to change the tactical approach. And I was really surprised that was even possible, but in any case, that is an option. So any of that stuff, always feel free to fire away with it. We're going to head right over here because there's sniper turrets in here, and I'm, you know, notice since we're cloaked, they're not reacting to us until we pop out, and now they will. Strike thorium. We've got the elements, meaning the elements of the periodic table, naming going on. Looks like the human resistance fighters decided not to show up, and this is an unarmed guard post. Those actually don't even shoot at you. Oh, no, they are. They're coming down here. Okay, let's go say hello. And they're trying to pop up here, and they're going to distract those at least. There is a pike guard post down here, but we're going to stay away from that for now. And just sort of try to pop in here, because anything we can do to limit... There we go. They're attacking here. Okay, those can pop out. And not that important in this battle, of course, but I do always like to help the resistance fighters, whatever they're trying to do. And now they're headed off this way. So let's go after that pike. Let's knock it out. No fusion bombers, of course, to start off this game, but we can still destroy this stuff. We just have to knock out the shields first. Do it sort of the old-fashioned way. Any ships we can knock out, we definitely want to do that. Oh, there's another unarmed guard post up here. Basically a glorified barracks, if you remember those from Classic. Alright. So we're going to knock this out. We're going to get set up in here. And notice all of the pops for the command stations here. The purpose was to destroy industrial waste. But that's because there's 4 AIs. We only actually get the one boost. It's just boosting it with each AI by that same amount. So yeah, we're going to get set up in here, but let's take a look at what we scouted first of all. So, oh my, they've got a Zenith power generator down here and an orbital mass driver. Another orbital mass driver there. A GCA with Spider and nucleophilic. That's probably worth considering. Major data center and a Tech Vault concussion. Then over here, Tech Vault concussion again. Up this way, another GCA. 1 plasma and 4 spiders. I love the spiders. That might be worth thinking about. Having spiders on every planet would really be cool. So we'll see. Of course, that's Mark IV planet. We'll be getting that anytime soon. Let's check in here and see if this is in a defensible location. It is not. Let's see. About the only way we could do this would be to like take Kafiro and then only defend against these two. Kafiro is unscouted, so if we do that, it'll be in the future. No minor data centers yet, but it's early. So yeah, we need to take this fleet and expand further, I hope. And now we are in possession of Heinel, the third fleet over there. So we've got 3 fleets going, about a little over 20 minutes in. And however, you can see our defenses are very weak in these 2 systems. Only 3 each, because it's just 5 pike guard posts. There's just not, I mean, we've got our tractors and everything else, but there just isn't much that we can do. I may even have to depend on assault frigates more than I'd like early on in this game and then replace them later on. We shall see. But there was some resistance put up here, not a great deal. We had some Mark III ships going up against a Mark II planet. So the synergy for that fleet, the ambush fleet over here in Altera, really paying off. Now moving out to our additional scouting, we've got the Dyson Sphere Golem, and we're definitely going to be taking a look at that. There's a whole bunch of things you can do here, and we want to explore that just for the purpose of seeing it, if for no other reason. Again, Mark IV planets, won't be going there soon. But let's go here, and you can download some of the Dyson ships. You can increase its production, increase the strength of the Golem itself, or you can decrease the production of the ships that it builds to go around and do things. Let's see, up here, we've got a plasma ion. Notice the ships here, one of the new things in the recent patches is they do reinforce plasma eyes, alarm posts, many other things that didn't used to get reinforcements. And then another ARS. And I've seen a lot of snipers already, which is in the ambush category. So we may be doing a sniper-heavy sort of fleet arrangement. Some more things down here. Alarm post getting reinforced. We got an ion cannon. And this fleet, I mean, this is an interesting one because the fusion bombers, concussion corvettes, we've got a couple concussion tech vaults, so we may want to be getting those eventually. And then the V-Wings are good at slowing other ships down, are considered a very strong ship type, but that's not very many V-Wings, first of all. And the other thing about it is they're not, none of them are ones that we're particularly intending to invest research in just yet. So we'll have to see. I'm not a big fan of this fleet over here, even though it has the Tesla Corvettes that we have a bit of research into. So yeah, I definitely need to decide what to do about getting more turrets. I mean, this is a Mark IV system. I may want to go for an easier GCA, and I'm not sure if I have a good way to do that. And then we've also got to worry about the data centers. I don't want to get too much higher before starting to reduce AI progress. And yeah, we haven't found any other than potentially this one. Now, Kafiro could eventually be taken, but again, it's Mark IV. I'd like to get a little bit stronger before I tangle with a Mark IV planet. I might be able to wear one of these down, but time is going to be a much bigger concern in this game because, among other things, of the risk analyzers, which boost AI progress every hour. So the other thing is, one of the key strategies when dealing with a big chaos galaxy like this, I haven't done one of these before myself, but is to really focus on, you want to keep the other minor factions under control so they don't go crazy, because they each have their hidden own AI progress value with AIs. So let's say we were to have really overgrown Dark Spire or Nanocost. They would keep the AI busy, sure, but the AI is going to have an increased response to them, and then if we wander into a system where they're fighting, they could turn on us, and we could be dealing with a much bigger fight than we are capable of handling. So probably best in the long run just to keep them under wraps if we can, which means I don't want to spend a lot of time in grindy fights if I can avoid it. But I'm not really sure what the next step is going to be here. I think it's probably a good point for me to just take a pause and consider that, what's the best choice, and then move forward from there. So thanks for watching, everybody. More AI War 2 will continue. Faction Frenzy has just begun, and we've only scouted about 20 planets out of a 150 galaxy. Be back with more soon.